Welcome back to Pro League, everybody, live at the Next Arena. My name is Valdez. Joining with me today is Wolf, and we're going into the second half of a great day here. It's going to be Samsung Galaxy Con up against KT Rolster. What do you think about this matchup, Wolf?
Well, it's going to be sick. We already saw a great matchup earlier, but the second one, I feel, seems to be a bit closer. You know, a little bit... I just feel like based on the matches we saw earlier, we would have seen a close match. It just didn't happen that way. But Samsung has come out of nowhere. It's like finally what I was hoping and dreaming for to happen, which I've been saying for like way too long, is Samsung is going to be a threat. Samsung is going to be a top-tier team, and they're finally proving it.
Yeah, let's see how they do today, though, against KT. Looking at the lineups, I definitely favor KT. I was thinking like a 3-1 around. Could be even like a 3-0 or even, you know, an opposite. We could go to an ace match based on the amount of upsets we've been having lately. But let's see. We're going to go into game number 1 here. It's going to be BrAvO up against Life. Like you said, I think a couple of the Korean commentators actually did vote for BrAvO, and that's really surprising because he's going up against Life.
Well, I think maybe perhaps reasons why is Life ended up losing a weird ZVZ in his last match. You know, people speculated that the reason why he wasn't performing in that best of 1 is simply because he was taking a break, he was celebrating, etc., his GSL victory. But I don't know, man. I just don't think BrAvO is quite on the same level as him. I mean, the players Life has beaten, and the players he's come close to beating as well, you know, like his performance against Kareem in the semis of the SSL even. It's like, I mean, his play is incredible. Many consider him to actually still be the best player in the world despite not doing as well in the SSL. He's still a GSL champion again.
Well, he was a GSL champion and an SSL semifinalist. He was like literally so close to getting to the finals. It was a 4-3. This guy, I feel like, is 100% the best player in the world right now. You know, I feel like both Hero and Maru may be like a very tiny, small fraction below him. But in terms of like recent results, Life definitely takes the cake. So you got to give it to him there. Here in Pro League, let's see if he can do a little bit better. Our other matchups here are going to be Deer versus Flash for Game 2, Solar versus Stats, ZVP there, and then Reality versus Zest on Deadwing.
Yeah, that one is going to be fun if we get to it. I think there's a high chance we will. Today's matchups just... Some of them are a bit one-sided, but the way they kind of line up against each other, I feel like this could go a bit longer. Deer and Solar, they'll have to pull their weight. And BrAvO, if he takes that win that some Korean commentators are expecting to happen, that would be an incredible victory for Samsung here. But most people would favor Life. I mean, some people are actually calling, and this is, of course, a controversial topic, I know, amongst posters in the Starcraft community, but some people are calling this guy a bourgeois.
Yeah.
I don't think he is, personally, because he didn't win SSL, but if he had won SSL and GSL, won BlizzCon, so doing insanely well in any overseas tournament he goes to, he's almost there. Like, he really is almost there.
He's very close. You know, I always find those, you know, petty arguments about, has he finally reached the full status of a bourgeois, or is he only 97% of the way? I'm like, you know, this guy is the best player in the world. Let's at least give him that. You know, not argue over whether or not he's the biggest bourgeois in the world, you know. Well, that's just my personal opinion, of course, but...
Yeah, well, the funny thing about bourgeois is it either is or it isn't. Like, it's like, it has to be so obvious. There could be no discussion. That's what a bourgeois means. Like, if you're, like, not sure if he's a bourgeois, if a lot of people are not sure, then he's not a bourgeois. But BrAvO, only actually Daehyun. I thought 2 casters. Maybe somebody changed their vote.
That's possible.
I don't know. Honestly, Daehyun's an analyst. He's a really smart guy. He must have his reasons, but I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. Maybe he was just looking at that last match, like you said. Maybe Life's taking a break, taking some time off, not really treating Pro League too seriously. Because the last game he faced, it was up against Rogue. And I think me and Moonlight correctly predicted that Rogue was going to take that one just because Life had just played the finals, you know, the day before, literally. But this is a different story. I mean, Life has had time to rest. He's probably practicing again. I mean, SSL Season 2 is starting up again. So is GSL. So he doesn't have all the time in the world to not practice. You know, I'm sure he's doing that. This is his life. He's a pro gamer.
Well, BrAvO had a pretty good record in StarCraft 1. It was one of the better Terrans back in the day. Now, you know, looking at his stats currently, this season, he's done very, very well for himself. And is 1-0 against Zerg. So, like I said, I think he found a new, better home on Samsung. He looked good when he was playing on SKT, but they just didn't field him very often.
Yeah. Life, of course, we didn't really get to mention. I was talking about something else, but he did get a huge amount of like cakes and presents. We even got some rice cakes here for his win. It's all to celebrate his big win over there at the GSL. So congrats to him, of course. If you guys missed that, definitely check out that series. It was a good one. And let's see how he does today. His Pro League record is only 6-6 so far here in 2015. But, of course, this is a guy that likes to just focus on those individual leagues a bit more. Of course, these are best-of-ones as well. Let's go into our first best-of-one here. It's BrAvO versus Life on Merry-Go-Round. Over here in the top right, in the blue for Samsung Galaxy Con, he is BrAvO.
And over here to the top left, in red, the best player in the world at this moment in time, results-wise, can't really argue. It's Life. Hey, get out of the camera. It's a great sign right there. You can't stand in front of it.
Saying if KT wins, that would be great. KT fan here in the audience. You were talking about how there was a bit of a line today. We didn't really mention it much, but the studio is pretty packed today. A lot of people coming down here to watch these great matches. You can do it too if you come to Korea. Definitely, just find the map. If you're having trouble finding the studio, if you make it to Korea, but definitely find the time also to go on, a bit of a trip, treat yourself to a vacation. I feel like if you're watching this stream, you're probably a pretty hardcore fan of StarCraft. It's a great place just to tour around in general. The city of Seoul is awesome, but you can also watch some of the best StarCraft in the world.
Yep.
And I would definitely recommend it.
Definitely do, and do not hesitate. Do not be afraid to ask myself, Brendan, Moonglade, ask any of us, for a signature or a picture. Would love to do that with you guys, as well as oh, that's funny, like Inkyu and Jinkyu. Anyways, I just wanted to point that sign out. Couldn't stop laughing about it, but be sure to come down here. The players often do little photo shoots and a little meet and greet with the fans afterwards too. So just, don't be shy. And entry is free. I know a lot of people ask about that. Yeah. I'm actually planning on coming up pretty soon, making like a video. I don't know how high production quality it's gonna be, like filming exactly like how to get out of the train and walk here, because it's really quite simple.
That would actually be a great idea. That's like the simplest way to do it. Just throw that up on Twitter. Well, looks like we have a hats first here from Life. Not trying to do anything too safe. He is going to follow up with a pool and then a gas. So it's not going to be the fastest wing speed in the world. We're going to have an expansion on the high ground for BrAvO.
Yeah. Against a player like Life, I think it's fair to take that extra level of caution.
That also, and he's not making a Reaper. He's just going for straight gasless Marine expand. So maybe he feels like just wants to be as safe as possible, like you were saying. Doesn't want to put that down on the ground. He's only going to have like 1 or 2 Marines by the time any kind of fast pool would hit. So I like it.
Yeah, okay, he's taking his 2 gases now. For just a second there, I was wondering, is he going to go super greedy fast 3rd CC without any gas? But no, that would just be too crazy. That would be too much.
That's when we go into the booth and take him out.
Uh-oh. Someone take the mouse away.
You're not allowed to do that.
So he's actually getting a very early wall step down here at the bottom of his ramp, too. So you can go ahead and secure this. But yeah. Life in a great position already with his build.
Now, talking about positions, especially on this map merry-go-round, sometimes that third base can be annoying. Let's say they swap positions. Life's not going to want to expand to the top because it's really close to the Terran, especially by drops from the main base. So he would be forced to take that middle one. But on this, on these specific positions, he can continue it to expand farther away from the Terran in kind of like an overgrowth manner.
Yeah.
Just like this.
And that third base, it's not too terribly far away. Can definitely spread some creep down there.
Yeah. It's not the easiest one, but you can do it.
Yeah.
You can make it work. You can make it happen.
Life finds a way, as they say. So, kind of getting these little tingles, man. I'm getting really excited for the beta. Every time a
I
beta
thought you were
comes
talking
out,
about the game. I'm like, oh, what's going on? What are you going to say, Wolf? I'm really excited for the beta, too. Make sure you guys are paying attention, watching. There's going to be a ton of streams and people playing that.
pretty much everybody is going to be playing. And I don't care if like that one guy that was part of the community but then left the community because he wanted to do something else with his life that's his own personal life choice, who still loves StarCraft and wants to play it.
Oh,
and someone on the internet is like, I can't believe he wants the money. I'm like, is there really that much money in a legacy stream when a ton of other people are streaming it and you're not known for streaming StarCraft stuff anymore? I don't think so. I think they just like the game, want to have fun. So
yeah.
let them
Seriously,
do it.
the amount of hate for that kind of thing is disgusting. And if that could stop, that would be really nice.
That would be great. Thank you.
That would be nice. But yeah, I'm really excited for the beta as well. Going to be streaming that. I'm sure Moonglade and you will also be trying to stream that.
Oh, all three of us, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Play 1v1s. Do Archon mode, maybe. That would be cool,
Oh,
too.
that would be cool, actually.
So, 2 Hellions coming out here from BrAvO. He's going to get a good scout for now. Not committing to anything with just 2 Hellions.
Yep.
Sees that the 3rd base is up. Didn't really get to see the drone count, though. That would have been something that would have been nice. Just a little bit of extra information. See exactly how far life has gone in terms of the economy side of things.
It's a cool building place, and we see at his 3rd base as well. It's actually going to kind of slow down Hellion Runby's coming from the south, which he has an Overlord ready to spot because obviously that's the weakest place for his creep spread. But look at that tight wall right there between the rocks and the assimilator.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before.
Yeah, this is my first time too.
That's really nice. And even that one spine crawler in the middle there, with this many queens, he can actually wall off that ramp too with 4 queens. I believe what I saw there.
So, I mean, I just like that he has all that extra coverage for the weakest point in his bases, which is where his creep spread is the most lacking, just simply because that's where it starts the latest. Hellion coverage here for BrAvO pretty good, though. He's shutting down scouts. He's always being omnipresent on the map, all over the place, threatening at all times. Then here comes that first Banshee. Cloak is going to finish right now. And you know what? There's no detection just yet. That Spore's not quite finished. Needs a target, though, to finish these weakened drones off.
He's going to get 2 so far. I think there's 1 extra weakened drone in there, right? He's not really targeting them. There's 3 now at half health.
Banshee will 2-shot a drone. Of course, those half-health ones, if you leave them for too long, they'll regen a little bit. And, oh, he's not paying attention here. And that's that famous life-zergling surround. Unfortunately, there is a bunker, and Hellions do AoE damage, but that was a scary moment.
Yeah, if he just hadn't noticed for like 1/2 a second longer, life could have gotten a pretty deadly surround there. Possibly 3 or 4 Hellions could have gone down. But decent amount of damage, at least. The problem here is that life is just, you know, he's already up to 60 drones. He's had those 3 bases for a long time. He delayed that lair for a long time as well, kind of up here only at 10 minutes. And BrAvO still hasn't landed that 3rd CC.
Yeah, he's moving it over now. There's a Ling that is going to actually delay that a little bit. Get out of here, Overseer. You're not welcome. He's going to actually not get too much information here.
Sees the 2 engineering bays. It's something.
I think that's mostly what he wanted to see. Just verify, make sure this is 100% a bio follow-up, because he didn't really know until this moment. We don't see too much mech on this map at all, but always be cautious. It's important. But, you know, BrAvO, with this really economic opening he's taken, takes a supply lead. He's got a ton of resources. His upgrades, he's hitting them really well. He's actually significantly ahead. His position in this game is actually quite solid. And I feel like the next step for him to continue his slight lead is to start clearing up some of this creep.
Yeah. So far, Life's done a really nice job of that, even extending it beyond that 3rd base, starting to go up to that 4th base. One thing we didn't talk about just yet, a merry-go-round, not the easiest place to hold that 4th base or even 5th base for that matter. So Zergs sometimes have a pretty hard time of it, especially with that low ground, you know, right next to the mineral line. It can get pretty annoying. Turns can put on some strong pushes. And especially with +1 combat shields and a bunch of Widow Mines pushing out, he could possibly go for a push. But let's see.
Yeah. BrAvO's setting up a nice little wall at his 3rd base. Stop some of those life baneling run-bys that we see all the time. Combat shields are now finished. And look at this. He's adding 2 factories. As well as that armory, of course. That's normal. But he's going to go up to 3 fact. And I think we're just going to see a lot of extra Widow Mines out of these. Especially based on their positioning.
I mean, that's going to be a lot of extra Widow Mines, man.
I think he's just put them there because he knows he can reinforce Widow Mines from that location a little bit faster. They're naked for now, but he might add reactors. Let's wait and see, because he could also add siege tanks, I suppose.
Siege tanks, could be Hellbats. He's already got a decent amount in his force right now.
Let's see what he does with these as they finish up right now. I'm actually going to take a close look at that.
Ooh, nice pick there. Banshees on the defense. You were talking about those life baneling run bys. He already had a wall, but he's also got Banshees in position.
Double tech lab on those factories. I think we're going to see in some siege tanks, I guess.
Could be tanks, could be Thors. But the thing here is that, like, he hasn't seen any mutas. And actually, I don't think we have seen any mutas. He does have that Spire.
Yeah, it's done. He just hasn't added any mutas just yet. Really more so focusing on his baneling production to make sure he can hold this fourth, which he has done.
It was Thors here.
Little difficulty. And yeah, Thors are coming out.
I was going to say, if he goes like Widow Mines and tanks, I'm like, whoa. Wait, what?
Yeah, that was just a bad wolf call there. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, Thor is clearly the best option here. But, I mean, he's got Thors on the way before Mutalisks are really even coming out. Oh, good splits here. He needs to continue the push, though, if he wants to get more damage done. Good control so far. And, you know, decent splitting.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah. 9 mutas out right now. He's going to add an extra 1, going to go to 10. He just has, like, so much anti-air right now with all those Thors coming out.
And he's got a ton of Marines on the map.
Yeah. And the Widow Mines even, you know, if they bunch up. It's a very strong push coming out of BrAvO.
Well, he needs to be very careful because I'm really concerned because Life has over 100 Zerglings right now. If Life actually just catches him here.
Uh-oh. He's actually going to let that go.
No.
Look at this. These two Widow Mines take out so many of those Zerglings going for the counterattack. He has so many reinforcements to block it as well.
Yeah, I actually was going to try to catch reinforcements. He just wanted to go for a counterattack, and he ran right into a wall. Straight up.
I think BrAvO overreacted as well. I think he could have taken down that 4th hatchery. I thought that was actually going to happen.
Yeah. I think maybe he didn't quite see that it was just basically pure Ling for a second. He thought there were a lot of Banelings with it too, so he was like, oh god, he's going to bust my wall. But here come the Banelings.
Here we go again. This is off creep. Big counterattack. Really nice splitting out of BrAvO, but the supply depots are not lifted. Very nice Widow Mines in position, though. It's going to shut this down.
Yeah, it's almost like he wanted him to come in there.
I think BrAvO did a lot of studying for this matchup. He's like super ultra prepared for counterattacks.
Widow Mine armor, Thor armor, medevac armor, if you will. Whatever you want to, plating is finished here now, so it's going to beef up some of these units as well. Big counterattack this time with pure mutas. With the Widow Mines on cooldown and very few reinforcements here, Life is going to get a lot of damage done.
He really is. He's right over the production right now. There's no missile turrets in the main. Nothing. Not even at the production facilities. And he's even got that Overseer just in case of Widow Mines. And he's already doing a pretty decent amount of damage. He's got to be careful there. He's paying attention over here at his 4th base and loses a couple of mutas in the process.
Thor's getting carried around here trying to come up there and defend this. But, man, BrAvO is playing the game of his life right now. And he's got a 4th base up. He's got defense set up. He's got turrets set up this time. That's a planetary as well. Banshees do finally fly to their deaths, but...
This is a scary moment for Zerg. It's 4 base versus 4 base. Planetary on the 4th base.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is, like you said, BrAvO definitely playing the game of his life right now. Very well prepared for this matchup against Life.
Yeah, well said, man. And the scary next phase is that 3-3 is on the way. Concussive shells, of course, to match it. And the +1 a bit delayed here, but he didn't need it per se until this moment. It doesn't really apply to Widow Mines, only to those Thors and the occasional Hellion Viking. But big counterattack here again. Widow Mines are ready. It's going to maybe pick off this Thor.
Should be able to. He's also going for a counterattack at the 4th base.
He wants that Thor to drop on the Banelings. It's just not quite able to make it happen.
1 missile turret out of position. He's forced to pull those SCVs.
That was a huge commitment, though. And,
oh my god.
Now he's actually going to repair this. He's going to lose his Thor eventually, but so much damage being done. Meanwhile, across the map was a huge drop in the main.
Yeah, that's not being dealt with for so long. Finally, some units come back to deal with this.
3-3 is still not done yet. He could do a lot more if he had it. This planetary will finally fall as well.
You know, I think BrAvO is just trying to control his army back at his own base. He could have done so much critical damage with that drop in the main. There was no answer there for like 30 seconds.
These guys are blow for blow right now, Valdez. Now he's going to go ahead and attack this 5th base location. Not going to get it, though. There's way too many mutas here. In fact, he needs to get out. He's going to lose a lot of these expensive medevacs.
Life on the chase.
Widow Mines and Marines and Thors on the other side, though. Well, 3-3's about to finish. +1 just finished. Game's still very even. Life holds on to that building 5th base. He holds on to his 4th base. And the game's still pretty even.
Well, BrAvO losing that 4th base is going to be a pretty big blow. But like you said, that 3-3, a really strong push, a really strong maxed out push could come out of BrAvO sometime soon. I think that's what Life has to kind of prepare for. He knows that he's really crippled the economy of the turn right now, and he just has to play defensive and just shut it down hardcore.
Huge Widowmine land field up here, as well as a sensor tower. And yeah, I mean, with that 4th base, he's so crippled, with the lack of the 4th base, I should say, he's so crippled, as you were mentioning, and BrAvO needs to get something done here. Going to pick off a huge chunk of banelings, but because he didn't split, I think Life could be okay with the trade. And this is a ton of mutas. On the map now, he has 26 mutalists.
That's an unreal amount. Fortunately for BrAvO, you know, he is skimping on the missile turrets, but he does keep his reinforcements back. But that does, you know, take a lot of his pushing potential away. And this does raise the question, did he, like, over-prepare for the counterattacks of Life?
Well, this is a really interesting little elevator drop over here. It's just going to snipe the hatch and then get out. Pick it up and get out. The mutalisks are actually not in position to intercept.
Very nice read by BrAvO. He knew that they were just, you know, once again out of position. So he's able to do that kind of push. But I think Life wants to go for another counterattack. You're possibly at the 3rd.
Yep.
He's moving a lot of units into position, a lot of banelings now.
And, you know, this Mutalisk Flot could maybe catch this CC. He's going for it. Just not quite close enough.
Yeah, the Thors are key here for pushing back those mutas.
That sensor tower is so huge for BrAvO. You can always tell the angle of attack. Oh, Life is trying to circumvent him here, coming from the behind. And actually some great baneling hits.
God. Those are some huge baneling hits, man. So many of those Marines in the front even. And he's going to lose the CC once again.
And there's just not enough anti-air here to deal with the Mutalisks. He takes out those Thors. There's a ton of bio, but a lot of it's Marauders. Thors are gone. Wipe that CC off the map and come back. And now I think BrAvO needs to move his main CC. In fact, he's already doing that.
Then again, Life is poised to take that out again, so he's got to be careful. Life now taking a 6th base. I think that far ahead in this moment in time.
I think that second sensor tower is totally warranted, by the way. All these Widow Mines, they have the burrow upgrade, need the burrow. Ooh, great hit there, but will it be enough? I just don't think so, not for this fight. Mutalisks are doing work, and that army supply that you look at on your screen isn't really indicative of how much damage it can do because he has so many medevacs on the map. 12 medevacs.
So many medevacs against all these mutas, especially. Life, like I said before, he just has to shut it down hardcore, and that he did. There's 7 Widow Mines out on the map, some of them in strange locations. He's got to kind of group up here and go for a strong push. He's like desperately trying to secure a 4th, but right now he's going up against about to be a 6th base Zerg.
Is that a few mules or what over there? What's going on?
Just a couple.
Gonna mine some money, I think. That creep is almost on top of his base. Should he secure that location with creep, this base won't be able to re-land. It's going to take a little bit more work than that, though. Life, again, huge counterattack. Gets spotted by the sensor tower.
Really nice baneling pushes there onto the Widow Mines. Not enough here. There's, like, not even one missile turret. I think there may have been one that he took out right away, but now he's relying on just one Thor, and now he's going to have to try to repair the CC. He will save it.
Ooh, good job here with the Marines in the main. Going to clean up a lot of these very expensive Mutalisks. And we didn't talk too much about it, but there was a transition to Hive. Life does have a Hive. Doesn't have any Hive upgrades just yet at all, and he doesn't have like an Ultros Cavern, for example, but he would love to make these sorts of transitions, but losing these Mutalisks makes it a bit tougher, but this is just too much.
The whole mineral line goes down. Life is just too far ahead at this point. He's not even fighting with his mutas. He was just drawing a lot of units back to that 3rd base for the defense.
He just keeps making Mutalisks. I like the Swarm Host to kind of like clear up Widow Mines and stuff like that. Looks like he isn't going to end up losing that, but just he's in such a great position. He's too far ahead, as you said. Doesn't need the other upgrades. He's just spending all of his money on constantly attacking, constantly pressuring this base. With this many Mutalisks, he doesn't even care about the Widow Mine hits that much. Okay, he needs to carry like a little bit.
Yeah,
But
he needs more Banelings here. It's the name of the game. He's only got like 5 in this mix.
Here's some more come, but there's a lot of Thors there at the back.
They get blown up. 3-3 is done, and you said Hive was done, but still no 3-3 from Life.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Base goes down, too, and BrAvO is playing so sick right now. I mean, so is Life, but I mean, BrAvO is not, you know, the best player in the world. Life is, but he's looking in top form.
He's looking good. He's looking good, definitely.
Oh, this CC goes down without a hitch, though. Life is just outmaneuvering him at this point. And with that 6th base, even losing the 5th, he just is able to move these drones over and continue mining. There are still a total of 22 Mutalists on the map. Catch a Thor. No, oh boy, there's no answer anymore. I think this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, he could easily shut down the production here, force BrAvO's whole army to go back, and then maybe just attack at that 4th base.
He just can't. He can't afford to lose these reactors. That's too much production loss. He can't even really afford to replace reactors. Look at his money, or the lack of. That shuts down his marine production, which is the only way a Terran can stay in a game like this after they've lost, you know, so much of their economy. He's down to 28 harvesters. He can just keep dropping mules and keep making marines, but not if he's losing reactors, and not if his barracks are camped.
BrAvO's trying to stick in there, man. Life, he just, you know, he still does not have the 3-3 on the way. Are you sure he has that Hive?
Yeah, I'm sure. Just rechecked it.
Okay.
He just simply doesn't have the resources. And I understand that, because if you make a big commitment like that, that's less Banelings. If you want to start that 3-3, you don't have enough Banelings to hold, maybe you just end up losing the game with a disengage.
Yeah. This is kind of like True Style from back in the day.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like clear he wants to get the 3-3, or maybe Ultras, but like he's like, nah, I think I'm doing okay with what I got right now.
Yeah. Just aggressive expanding and just outmaneuvering your opponent. Look at this. Tons of Banelings flowing in. Not enough Marines to even split against this at this point in time.
Also, the terrain there with that hole in the ground, so much tougher to split. That's starting to wear even the depots away at this point. Like, BrAvO's about to get supply blocked. Mules are the name of the game here. That's what's keeping him alive, but I don't know if it's going to keep him alive too much longer. Especially once you start losing those medevacs, because those cannot be replaced by mules. Those are expensive in gas, and so many of them are in the red. Thors are the same, very expensive.
Nice positioning, though, and he's even got his SCVs. Nice pickup there. I'm going to save him for now. Slowly, that Muta count does get lower and lower. Forces some more gas to go into there. Life expanding again all the way to the south. I don't know about this Baneling push. He's not going to get much. Another nice split out of BrAvO. Now he's morphing right in front of this bio.
Yeah. This is... I mean, I'm looking at this Mutalist flock, and there's never been a moment where it's like, uh-oh, I guess these Mutalists need to be careful. You know, he used to have all these sensor towers, he used to have so much coverage, he had turrets up, but they've just worn BrAvO down, and now, again, he has to stem all the way back to his main base where Life's like, yeah, I mean, I have 5, 6 mining bases all across the map.
Yeah, this is the most annoying style to play against in StarCraft, where you're constantly being counterattacked. Just attack back at your main base even. It's so hard to just keep everything in check. It really just demands a lot from your multitasking. But BrAvO is proving that he can stay in the game for a long time at least.
Yeah.
See if he can make something happen.
Well, this is just simply put not a push that he can continue further with. And look at this. Got too far on creep. Way too much. Baneling's blowing this all up. Has to retreat again. And eventually, he's going to get mined out if he doesn't die before then. Life probably thinking about taking another base towards the bottom of the map.
Yeah, Life's just like, I don't know, squeezing the life out of him very, very slowly. Just not ever going for the killing blow, but just saying, no, you can't kill me. And I'm going to do more small damage in your main once again. This is not enough Marines.
Not even close. You're going to kill that Marauder too, probably. Well, looks like going for the add-ons instead. Much better choice. Bounce damage alone on these +2 Mutalists is like... I mean, when you have this many, what are you going to do? Okay, come over here. Watch that Widow Mine.
This Muta Micro is pretty intense.
Yep, this is like some StarCraft 1 Muta Micro right here. It's like not even... Life's not even known for StarCraft 1. I don't even know if he used to play that game. It's just like... He's just really good. There's that base I was talking about. He's going to take one pretty soon. He actually needs to get some of these gases up if he wants to keep making gas units, but BrAvO is just...
He's being squeezed out now.
Oh, Manor Hatch.
Life wants him out of the game. He's just having fun at this point in time. Supply's still the story. You got to be careful about those wind mines, though.
Yeah. You know, this is like, right now, I feel like BrAvO's down for the count, like in the boxing ring. And, like, the ref is, like, starting the count right now. Because can BrAvO get up at this point? He's stabilized a little bit in supply. But, again, he's running out of money. Look at this base. The patches are starting to grow thin. Main base, there isn't even a CC there. There's no CC there. There's no minerals there either. And that base up to the north doesn't have too much left either.
This is that scary moment when you're facing Zerg and you have, like, no information on what they're doing. And they just have 3 extra bases that you don't even know about.
You can never get close to them. You can never even dream of the imagination of a possibility to come and attack those bases to the south. It just simply is not. It's never going to happen. That wasn't the best engagement there for Life, but he's going to come over here. If he wipes this base out...
He just goes for the CC. He doesn't even care at this point.
He needs to be careful about making moves like this, but he's just so far ahead that I don't think it even matters. Look at this. Lifelings come in, trashing that SCV line.
Yeah, more and more damage.
With the amount of links he's got on the map constantly, I would like to see Adrenal Glance with that hive that he's got. I mean, that's something he definitely could afford. Terran is cost efficient, but not if you can't pay the cost.
Well said, Wolf. Well said.
When you got less than 100 minerals bank, it starts to get pretty expensive. These Widow Mines have actually done a lot from this game. His placement has been pretty phenomenal.
Another counterattack there at one of BrAvO's last mining bases. At the same time, he can't deal with the army in the main. And he's almost even taken an engagement here against BrAvO's main army.
It's like he has so much more stuff that he's like, yeah, I'll just throw all my links on your bio. That'll buy me like 5 seconds more to do tons of damage in your main base and kill all of your production that you will never have enough money to replace ever. And I'm also killing everything you make, whereas I have a bajillion bases. Look at those scans. He's like, oh, I guess you really do have every base on the map. Time to type out.
I guess I just got lifed. He even scans that base. He's like, it's GG.
GG. If that's a barcode you see at the top of the screen, man, you know it's life. You see that play style? There's no question. Fangirl's bringing him treats. He's like, yeah, thanks, guys. I guess I'll put on a good show.
I guess I'll keep winning. And back and forth. He's just like shaking his head. He's like, that took way too long. I'm sorry, guys.
But BrAvO played an incredible game. He looked really good. Playing that well against Life, sticking in it for that long, I was very impressed.
Yeah. I mean, we can say it once again, going up against one of the best, if not the best, players in the world. And it's BrAvO. You know, he once was a B-teamer for SK Telecom, but now he's like slowly coming up. And I think these are the first signs, or some of the first signs, of him definitely reaching that form. We'd love to see more of him come out for Samsung Galaxy Con in the future.
And that was just the start of our second match today. A very fiery, awesome first game.
BrAvO's like, oh, God. Oh, I'm so tired.
He just kept hitting me over and over and over again. I didn't know what to do.
All his teammates are like, yeah, man, I know, it's fine.
Teammates like, yeah, I fought him before now. I ain't messed up, dude.
I had nightmares for weeks.
He knocked me out of the GSL, man. It's okay. It's just the best one. Hopefully they won't use him for the ace match if it goes that far, because I don't even want to use it anymore.
KT. In that KT sign. Got the 2 GSL pins as well. This guy's a monster.
He is a monster. Now, there's a big joke in Korea about the Carbot Zergling and Life looking very similar in this picture. This picture is actually insanely famous, and I'm not actually sure who took the original photo. There's like a ton of great photographers in Korea, but that picture is like all over the Korean Twitter. It is a super famous pic.
Yeah, so it's an amazing